Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tanya Stroh, the host of MyFitnessRx. It's a healthy living TV show, and our philosophy is be fit, be healthy, and be happy. Today's episode is all about Spartan racing. We have a tasty recipe, a workout and exercise of the week, and a whole lot more. So sit back, enjoy the show, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow, because at 5 p.m., it's another MyFitnessRx episode and the final session in the first ever virtual Independence Blue Cross Fit Fest event. The ancient art of working with glass. We'll find out just what it takes to do a Spartan race. For dinner, scallops, potatoes, mango salsa, and microgreens. Still more to learn from our friends at Phoenixville Hospital Tower Health. Our exercise of the week, and so much more. I'm Tanya Stroh, a certified personal trainer and healthy living expert. One thing I've learned is fitness isn't just exercise. Healthy living is more than working out and eating well. It's about balance. Don't force exercises that are boring. Don't eat food you don't like. Don't let fear hold you back. Life is about living on your terms. So we put it all together on your and my MyFitnessRx. Justin, glass blowing is just an amazing art, and I have to say the beauty in the pieces that you create are stunning.
Thank you.
But what I really didn't understand or realize was that glass blowing is one of the oldest mediums around. So how long does it take to become proficient at this skill?
I'd say good 7-8 years in is about when I started to feel stable in the medium and confident in my work.
Wow, that's a long time to learn a skill. So what are the first steps that you take when you're beginning to create a project?
Come up with a concept and do a dry run in my head in a sense and kind of do as much work as possible. Mentally with the layout, I don't like to go off of design and sketch. So really just come up with a solid foundation and roll with it.
Okay. Do you ever change your mind as you're moving through?
Constantly. Yeah.
So that's the first step. What are the next steps?
Really just a lot of these borosilicate, which is the glass that we're working with now, a lot of it is smaller projects. A lot of little components go into a larger sculpture or vessel. So really it's just kind of structuring the design, fabricating the parts, and then figuring out a safe way to execute and put it together.
Now, can you explain a little bit about the mouth blowing with the oxygen in that process?
Yeah, so basically with the actual glass blowing, you're taking just the expansion and contraction ability. So if you have a piece of hot glass, then you can put air into it and expand it.
Oh.
So that's basically the part of the air. And then we use oxygen and propane for the fuel and the torque itself. But really the blowing part is the shape.
So now you have all different colors. How do you get the colors?
So the colors can be made from precious metals. It could be trapped with a fume, so you could blow silver or gold onto it, trap it with the clear in between it, or other rare earth materials get blended in with the glass and then become different pigments or different colors and things of that nature.
Fascinating.
Yeah, a lot of new stuff is from New Zealand with rare earth materials that are light reactive with different kinds of light nowadays.
So let's talk a little bit about the safety because we have our glasses on.
Yeah, so really with glass, you're working with the hot flame, radiant heat, as well as the flare from the torch itself and the glass. You want to protect yourself, but also, little pieces of glass, shards, things like that. You really just want to be safe in your environment.
So what's one of the favorite pieces that you've created?
I haven't got there yet.
Really?
Yeah, I really feel like it's just constantly evolving, and I love my work and hate my work at the same time, so it keeps me going to the next project.
So now, unlike other mediums, once you get started, you kind of have to go with it until it's finished.
So even when I pick that up, I know that this is still warm and I can come back to it, but if I let it sit here, this will crack into a bunch of pieces and be unstable. So we have to use the temperature, get it up to a workable, it's malleable, and we can shape it, blow it out, do whatever, add the color. But then we have to stabilize it and put it in the kiln, and that on a molecular level is going to stay at a certain temperature and do an annealing cycle and come down to room temperature, and that makes the glass stable again.
Wow, there's so much involved.
Yeah, it's a science, but it's definitely interesting to be able to blend, the art and the science. And like I said, I think it's one of those things that, I'll evolve and learn more as I go, but it's unbelievable how much goes into it, really.
Oh, it is. And one thing that you had said was very interesting, is it's not just about beautiful balls and sculptures, but it's also very functional. Explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, I like that you can create things that you can use every day. And this is the quartz crystal, and we're the only ones in the U.S. to make stemware. So I think the closest place is maybe the Czech Republic.
That makes stemware out of the quartz crystal?
The quartz crystal, yeah. It's really, really cool stuff. And it just resonates.
Wow.
It's beautiful. But it has a really good feel.
It's very lightweight.
Yeah, it's got a good balance.
It doesn't look like it would be.
Yeah.
One big glass of wine.
Yeah. Stemware, half of it is it's got a good feel to it, good balance. I'm really fascinated with bottles, wine bottles, things like that. Basic concept and functional design that's been around forever, and just kind of putting my spin on those designs, and everything from like a simple teapot, everyday items that's fun to kind of put a spin on it.
Justin, thank you so much. It is just spectacular.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Hypertension is an extremely common medical disease. Actually, high blood pressure is #1 disease in the United States, and close to 80% of population at some period of their life have high blood pressure. It's important to maintain normal blood pressure to avoid serious medical problems such as heart attack, stroke, kidney injury. And the cause of all these major healthcare problems come to one cause: high blood pressure. Patient might not have any symptoms, but it's important to check blood pressure at home and talk with your doctor if your top number above 130 or bottom number above 80. At Phoenix Hill Hospital, we have a heart specialist group which provide comprehensive care and can educate you and help you to treat blood pressure and live happily for a long time.
When we come back, it's all about Spartan racing. I have to say, Spartan racing just looks intimidating. Obviously, you need a lot of physical fitness and endurance, but believe it or not, it's the mental toughness that can be the most important. Now, I'm here at Urban Fit with Coach Tara Pendergrass. You're a racer and a coach.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about the sport. Can we start with the history?
Sure. The founder of the Spartan race, Joe DeCina, really his goal was to rip people off the couch, to basically get people active and healthy, doing something that was interesting and challenging, but gave them an opportunity to accomplish things they didn't think they could do.
Oh, that's great. And it's not really an old, it's a more newer sport.
Correct, yes. We, in fact, did our first race in 2013 up at Blue Mountain in Palmerton. And it's the obstacle course racing field has grown tremendously since then, but it is a young sport.
Talk to me a little bit about the various obstacles.
Well, in Spartan Race, they like to surprise you, so you never really know exactly what you're going to get until the day of the race.
Really?
But yeah, it's part of the whole being ready for the unexpected. So there's usually always walls that you have to climb over. You can do them by yourself, or you can do with friends and as a team. There's lots of things that you're hanging from, apparatuses, monkey bars, rings, various things that you have to traverse and get across.
Now there's different classes or lengths.
Yes. This year they've changed the distances, but there is a sprint, which is now a 5K distance race with obstacles, a super that is a 10K, and then the Beast, which is a half marathon.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and then Ultra Beast. There's, but the three main that make up what they call the Spartan trifecta are the Sprint, Super, and the Beast.
Now what happens if you can't complete an obstacle?
Well, for the races on the mountains, you have to do 30 burpees, and
Full burpees.
chest to the ground, feet off the ground. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
If you do a stadium race, which is so much fun as well, those are a little different, and you only have to do 15 burpees, and that's a great race to start at.
Okay. Now is that a 5K or is that?
It will be this year. Yes.
Okay. So how many races have you done?
Oh my goodness. I actually have lost count.
That's amazing.
At least several trifectas a year, so I've lost count.
So is that the most challenging?
I would say the most challenging of the Spartan races that I've done is the Ultra Beast at Killington, Vermont. It was over 30 miles, over 60 obstacles.
How long did that take?
All day, morning till night.
So how do you prepare for that? Do you have water to stay hydrated? Do you have snacks?
Yes, both. There's water stops along the way, but it's always good to carry a hydration pack where you can fill it up at the different stations that after you run out, you want to make sure you have electrolytes and definitely food.
I'm still back at the 30 hours. Wow.
Not 30 hours, 30 miles.
30 miles. Okay,
yes.
okay.
No, not 30 hours. No.
Oh,
it takes it took me, for that particular race, it took me over 12 hours to complete that.
Well, that's close enough to 30. Wow.
Yes.
So how do you train for that? How do you prepare?
A race like that, we say, is a lot mental. You put a lot of time in because it's a mountain race. You do a lot of hill climbs, and you have to put that distance in on your legs to know what that feels like. But also really is building your strength, your upper body strength, and at the end of the day, if there's an obstacle you can't do, you always need to know how to do burpees.
Just do the 30 burpees.
Yes, but in terms of preparation, we have the Spartan SGX classes here, and but really key is working on your strength and conditioning, because you need to be able to lift your body weight over most things if you're not going to have somebody to help you. So that's what you're preparing for.
So if someone is just thinking about doing their first race,
yes,
what's the best piece of advice that you would give them?
Believe that you can do it. I see a lot of people come in and they have self-doubt, like, oh, I can't do this, and it's removing that and believing that you can complete it.
So it's really the mental.
Yes, at the end of the day, because this race anybody can do. You see even like veteran paraplegics that are doing this race. So if you believe that you can accomplish.
So Tara, what are some important exercises for us to do if we're preparing for a Spartan race?
We need to get your legs ready for those mountain races, so we recommend step-ups.
Okay.
And if you have weight to use, a weighted vest or something to use, but Lauren's going with her body weight, great.
And then you have a modification
Yes.
if we don't have a step or a
If you
box.
don't have a step or something to step up on, we would recommend lunges.
Front lunges?
Lunges.
Keep your legs in good shape.
That's right. Great job.
What's our next exercise, Sarah?
We recommend doing dips to build your triceps because you need them for various things in the course. This would be a strict method of dips. And then if you need a modification, you would do bent roll.
Oh, and that makes the angle easier.
Yes.
And a lower box would also make it easier or harder?
The lower box would potentially make it harder. The other thing you can do to make it harder is get another box and elevate your feet.
Our final exercise is a training burpee. What's that?
Yes, so the race, if you miss an obstacle, you have to do burpees, so you gotta know how to do that. A training burpee is one where you're doing a strict push-up. Because push-ups are very important to training, so incorporating that with the burpee
So
is
you're
2
adding,
for 1. Yes.
Nice.
A modification would be to do a regular burpee, which is basically a reset push-up, chest to the ground and feet off the ground.
Fabulous, thank you.
No problem.
Don't go away. It's really so simple, but it tastes so good. Pan-seared scallops.
How you doing, guys? I'm here from Chef Randy here from Carolina Blue in Pittman, New Jersey. We're going to make a really easy pan-seared scallop dish with some fried potatoes and some a crisp micrograin salad. Getting our pan nice and hot, and just a touch of olive oil into the pan. And right here we have some very nice Viking Village sea scallops. Very generous with the salt. So you know your pan's hot, the oil starts smoking, and we're going to layer our scallops in. Season the other side, always from the top. All surface area gets coated. Just a russet potato, boil it till it's nice and tender, and we're just going to fry it for a few minutes. The oil is at about 350. If you're doing this at home and you're concerned about the frying and the health, you can just put it on a pan just like I had here. A little olive oil, a little salt, whatever herbs you want to use. Roast it at 400 degrees so they're nice and crispy and golden brown. And as you can see here, our scallops are really getting a nice sear on them. Okay. And what we're going to do at that, we're going to take a little bit of butter. This is also optional as well. A couple different things the butter does. Caramelizes the scallops, adds a little flavor to them. I've also got fresh thyme. If you don't like thyme, you can use whatever herb you like. Okay, into the oven. Okay guys, our potatoes are done. We're going to take them out into a bowl here. And all we're going to do is just season them. Salt. Take the microgreens. Nice little bunch here. Right into our bowl. The color, beautiful. And all I have here is just a little orange vinaigrette. Nothing more than fresh orange juice. A little olive oil, some fresh herbs. You don't need much, a little goes a long way. We'll just sauce that up a little bit. Okay, we're ready to plate. Smell that. Really nice. All right, so first we're going to take our potatoes, make a nice little nest here in our bowl. A lot of people you'll see, guys, will block the scallops off or put them on a paper towel or something like that. I personally don't like to do that when I'm doing something like this. I want all those juices to go right into our potato. All right, and here I have the prepared mango salsa. Also very simple. Fresh mangoes, red pepper, red onion, a little lime juice, a little cilantro right on the top here. All right, and then the microgreens. And a little twist. And that's it, guys. Very simple. Pan-seared scallops, microgreen salad, crispy potatoes.
right back with our exercise of the week. Part of being happy is having a healthy curiosity, and my experience with glass blowing blew me away. Part of being healthy is being fit and even trying something like a Spartan race. As Tara said, if you have the determination, you can do one. We cooked up a yummy meal of scallops, potatoes, and mango salsa. If you give that a try, it's bound to make you happy. So to everyone who contributed today, thank you for making this a memorable episode. Till next time, here's your exercise of the week, plank position rows. Thanks for the demo, Ryan. I'm your host, Tanya Stroh. Be fit, be healthy, be happy.